Governor Soludo reassures teachers of brighter prospects. Anambra State government commences intervention on Walmoja Road. World Bank expresses worry over Nigeria's debt profile. Road mishap kills a 25 wedding guest in India. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning and welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has emphasized that the future of any developing and progressive society depends largely on the quality of teachers and the teaching system. Governor Soludo stated this while inaugurating the members of the Anambra State Basic Education Board, ASUBEB, at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. Government House correspondent Valentine Mbadoa has details.
Governor Soludo, while addressing the board members shortly after performing the function, expressed confidence that Anambra Basic Education will become more globally competitive, having fully selected the members to drive the system, while emphasizing that capacity, competence and integrity were the benchmark for choosing them. Governor Soludo thanks them on diligence in the discharge of their duties.
Much of your play will be in the realm of the public and mission public. That's the domain where you operate mostly. And that's where you have the good, the bad, the ugly. And the system is as strong as its weakest link. Particularly the public component. That's the weakest link in the chain. And this is what you will call upon to come and help to remedy. We'll be calling on you with huge responsibilities. Huge responsibilities to entrusted on you to help us think in a disruptive but positive way.
The head of service, Barrister Theodora Igwebwe, in her remark, outlined the responsibility of the board and charged them to commence activities immediately to better the Anambra basic education.
Part of your duties is to manage public early child care centers, public primary schools, nomadic schools and public junior secondary schools. Recruitment, appointment, promotion and discipline of teaching and non-teaching staff. Posting and employment of staff, including interstate transfer. Disbursement of funds provided to it from federal, state, local government and other sources.
The chairman and chief executive officer of the board, Dr. Vera Nwadinobi, in her response promised to live up to expectations.
We are grateful. My promise is that we will not disappoint you. We will go out there and work with integrity.
The ASUBEB board, with Dr. Nwadinobi as chairman and chief executive officer, has Mrs. Ifeyinwa Anatune, Dr. Kana Ayotukura, Mrs. Theresa Azodo as full-time members. Other members of the board include Mrs. Ndidi Odebo, ex-officio, Anambra North, Mrs. Agnes Obi, ex-officio, Anambra South, Mrs. Agatha Ajora, ex-officio, Anambra Central, Mrs. Fidelia Abaizu, ex-officio, Ministry of Education, Comrade Mrs. Nonyechi Beze as representative of the NUT. Others are Mrs. Teresa Okoye for Women Group, Dame Chinyere Mbakwe for private school owners, Mrs. Uche Busi representing PTA, Dr. Uche Nezan for Non-Academic Staff Union, and Mrs. Ebele Mbwemena as the secretary. The Deputy Governor, Dr. Onyeka Chukwuibezim, Deputy Speaker, Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Pascal Abodike, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajui, among other state functionaries, attended the event.
Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyeka Chukwuibezim, has assured that the Professor Chukwuma Soludo government is working hard towards ensuring welfare of flood victims at various holding centers across the state. Deputy Governor Ibezim stated this while inspecting the level of flood disaster in Obara local government area, as well as situations at holding centers in the area and Onitsha. Government House correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
The inspection exercise was to ascertain the condition of those affected by the flood and how the state government could accelerate efforts to ensure their well-being until the flood recedes. During the inspection visit, it was noticed that most buildings in the area, including the local government headquarters, schools, shops, churches, and residential houses, are already submerged by the flood as residents assess their houses with canoe. Speaking shortly after the exercise, Deputy Governor Bezin, while describing the administration of Professor Chukwuma Soludo as people-oriented, assured that the state government will continue to do the needful to ensure the comfort and safety of the people at the holding centers and asked those affected to be law-abiding throughout their stay in the centers. Dr. Ibezim urged authorities in the holding center to ensure that the displaced persons are properly taken care of. In an interview, the State Commissioner for Health, Mr. Afamo Bidike, explained that the health needs of the people are well taken care of, disclosing that they are provided with drugs, healthcare givers, insecticide-treated nets, among other things.
We are actually assessed, we know their health needs are something that is similar to what we can see in camp areas, and we are able to provide them with mosquito net and some medications too. We have activated the clinics in some of the clinics, IDP clinics, camps, in order to ensure that we take care of their health-wise.
The Executive Secretary of Anambra State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Chief Paul Odenibo, disclosed that there are 1,600 displaced persons at the Obaro Holding Center and over 400 at Crowder Primary School, Onitsha Holding Center, and assured that the agency will continue to play its part in cushioning the effects of the disaster on the victims. Some of the displaced persons at the holding centers, including Mr. Emmanuel Onwade and Mrs. Christiana Ofili, thanked the state government for coming to their aid and providing for them since they came into the holding center, and appealed to the government to improve on the welfare packages at the centers.
Commissioner for Health, local government chairman, Mililu na banyi na yafre banyi no yaka ijire bi eba je no tuke banyi chokunu melanyi kita ani kunu nebutela ni kai neli.
From Crowder Primary School, Onitsha Holding Center, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
The Speaker of Anambra State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, has assured persons displaced by flood in disaster in Ayamelum local government area that Anambra State government will provide them with relief materials and basic health care to cushion the effect of the disaster on them. Right Honorable Okafor gave the assurance when he travelled by boat to visit the people affected by flood at the holding centres at Community Primary School, Iwaku. Chukwuemeka Modelim has details.
While sympathizing with hundreds of the displaced persons, the Speaker told them that he came for on-the-spot assessment of the damage caused by the natural disaster and the losses they incurred as a result of the ugly development for government intervention. Right Honorable Okafor urged them to remain safe at the camp as Anambra State and federal governments will supply all they need to be comfortable at the camp.
If a government, Professor South Chukwuma Soludo Noble, to make sure that the only IDP camps, that they take care of all of you. Why even our primary responsibility. We take Bundi na japo aye make sure no one dey akpatagana akuzili vive ko pekana eyota we'll do our best. I'm an oyadro 100% God in Mambi on a begging.
In his remarks, one of the affected persons, Mr. Ezechukwu Chetoya, thanked the Speaker for coming to sympathize with them and lamented that they suffered heavy losses as the flood submerged their buildings, destroyed their property and washed away the crops on their farmlands, even as he urged government to provide them with alternative source of livelihood. On his part, the leader of the displaced persons, Mr. Patrick Onye, assured the speaker of their safety and regretted that he lost his cassava and rice farms to the disaster, but managed to harvest his yam. In his speech, the Transition Committee Chairman of Ayamelum Local Government Area, Chief Livinus Onyenwe, who took the speaker round the communities affected by the incident, commended the speaker for showing concern and urged other relevant agencies to come to their rescue. Later, the speaker and his team waded through the flood to visit other people affected by the disaster resettled at Central Primary School, Ifitogware, and Otako Primary School, Omo, where he assured them of state government intervention. From Omo, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
Hope has smiled on commuters plying on Umoja Road as Anambra State Government commences intervention on the inland doors axis of Umoja Road. The intervention work is being handled by the Anambra State Road Maintenance Agency, AMA, under the State Ministry of Works. Correspondent Ngozi Obeleri tells us more.
Site, several strips of stone base have been tipped and leveled while the sorting of drainage channels was going on as at the time of this report. More trips of stone base were also seen arriving at the site. In an interview, the officer in charge of AMA, Engineer Azuke Guato, said Governor Chukwuma Soludo felt so sad when he got report of what people passed through on the road and directed that the road should be made passable with immediate effect, which was why they mobilized to the site even on Sunday. Engineer Eguato said that the road is 12 meter width, but they are targeting 8 meters on the failed portions for now, so that it can be motorable before they complete the whole width. He appealed to the road users to exercise patience since the road will be fixed in no distant time.
The motorists here have been hellish for them. It has been very terrible for them to drive through this place. So our solution, Governor gave a mandate that we should fix this place in the shortest possible time. And as you can see, today is Sunday and we are here. So we work Monday to Sunday to fix all the portions of the road in Anambra State, to give them a quick solution. At least motorists will stop suffering. Next week we're supposed to complete if there is no rain. But if it's like last week, it rained from Monday to Saturday, we will not achieve much.
Some of the road users, Messrs. Emmanuel Wankwo, Michael Chielu, who regretted the hardship they endure on the road, prayed for abundant blessings upon the governor and urged him not to relent as they are solidly behind him.
We got at the two sides. We can argue. And they go check out the side and I'll take a child. Okay. We just side. They go check now. Who's at the fair? I think the governor there. Therefore, when you're more madam, my Patanga or wherever. But I happy another. What up? I could say there. So I know.
I call you now, Maka. Otun Sine me again. Yaka. I will transport us. Because our John maybe still in motor. You got to go. So I can run. No seek. Oyen kai ko. Oh, it's bon much. I kwetara aka na ọ ga-arụ anyị ezigbo ọrụ and ọ na-emekwa n'ike ọ na-try.
And from our national desk, the World Bank has said that public debt in Nigeria is concerning due to the rising debt service to revenue ratio. According to the bank, the debt service to revenue ratio could stand at 102.3% by the end of 2022. The Washington-based bank said that in its latest Africa's Pulse report, which is a biannual analysis of the near-term macroeconomic outlook for the region, published around the World Bank and IMF spring and annual meeting each April and October. The bank further said that a number of countries were either in or at high risks of debt distress due to the removal of the debt service suspension initiative. It further noted that all exporting companies and countries were expected to reduce government debt significantly except Nigeria. The bank added that economic growth was subdued in Nigeria, with annual growth slowing from 3.6% in the first quarter of 2022 to 3.4% in the second quarter. According to the bank, the growth was affected by the underperformance of the oil sector. Anambra State government has flagged off a labor-intensive public workforce LIPW for Nnewi and Ekwulobia communities. The flag off was by the implementing agency, Anambra State Community and Social Development Agency, of the Anambra State COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program and CARES. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike tells us more.
The program is an emergency operation designed to support budgeted program of expenditure and interventions at the state level, targeting existing and emerging vulnerable and poor households, agricultural value chain, and micro and small enterprises affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, while the labor-intensive public works is intended to provide temporary employment opportunities to vulnerable populations through labor-intensive projects such as the development and maintenance of local infrastructure that do not require special skills. Addressing the workers, the Anambra State Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Mrs. Chiamaka Anake, pointed out that the objective of the LIPW is to provide immediate employment opportunities in the social sector, address the emergency constraints of loss of labor income among poor and vulnerable households as a result of COVID-19. She revealed that the workers will be issued identity cards after enrollment into the program and be entitled to monthly stipends based on attendance and satisfactory performance of work assigned to them, as well as periodic life skill training to prepare them for productive life after the completion of the NCARES program. She concluded by revealing that the state government has decided to channel the COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program into the environment in order to ensure all-round cleanliness in the major cities in the state, which will be supervised by the local government ASWAMA team before payment by the NCSDA.
At least 25 people have been killed after a bus carrying wedding guests veered off the road and fell into a deep gulch in northern India, police said. The vehicle was traveling along a treacherous mountain highway in Uttarakhand state, Pori Gawal district, when it careened over an edge and plunged at least 500 meters with about 45 people on board. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that all possible assistance will be given to the survivors. Fatal road accidents are common in Uttarakhand, which encompasses part of the Indian Himalayas and it's home to numerous religious pilgrimage sites. More than 110,000 people are killed every year in road accidents across India, according to police. The accidents are caused by reckless driving, poorly maintained road and aging vehicles. The country accounts for 11% of the global road death toll, despite only having 1% of the world's vehicles, according to a World Bank report released last year. And over now to sports. The new president of Nigeria Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, has given his pledge to run an inclusive administration in which all stakeholders will be welcome to make suggestions and recommendations on the best way to deal with the knotty and not so knotty issues. According to him, administration at every level, that of football inclusive, requires the wisdom to be able to listen to everyone who has an idea and then pick the very best to deal with each situation at hand. He said that it is very important to resuscitate the league and engender a massive football economy from every stakeholders will benefit from and also be happy to contribute to its growth. Remember that you can follow ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Governor Soludo has reassured teachers of brighter prospects. Anambra State government has commenced intervention on Umuoji Road. World Bank has expressed worry over Nigeria's debt profile. And we also told you on the foreign scene that road mishap has killed 25 wedding guests in India. Here's a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Good morning.